Hey guys, Kingpin Light here, and we're going to do something a little bit different than what I normally do on this channel. And we're going to be looking at my first complete PC build. I have helped and I've done a lot of different part changes for PCs and even laptops. My gaming laptop that I have here, you can see a piece of it. I've done little simple upgrades, right? RAM, that sort of thing. I do have a background in like networking and IT related stuff, but those don't really cover the same skill sets as building a PC, or at least a knowledge base. So it's going to be interesting. I'm going to have my girlfriend helping me build it as well. Run through all of the components that I did get and explain a little bit about why I chose those. GPUs have dropped though. That's the good thing. So anyway, let's go ahead and start with this. We'll start removing some things off the table. We'll start off with the real simple stuff. Just got a WD green NVMe SSD card. It's 1 terabyte. Just using this as the primary drive. I actually already have a 2 terabyte stick in this laptop that I'm going to be pulling out and putting in there. And eventually I think I might upgrade a little bit and add a RAID controller and a bunch more data in there, like more memory in there. So for now, the 1 terabyte is just to set it up, and it should hold me over for a little while. All right, next, I went ahead and went with just the 12th gen i5, the 12600 KF one. The K means that it's unlocked, so I could overclock it if I wanted to. I'm not really planning on it. And then the F is just doesn't have graphics built in, so you do need a graphics card straight from the beginning to be able to actually use it. And that's not a huge problem because I did buy this alongside the graphics card, so it really wasn't a big deal. I did look a lot at the i5 versus i7. I'm going to be doing a little bit of gaming, but I don't really play AAA games on my PC. I got the PS5 for that and other consoles, and a little bit of video creating, but I'm not working with 4K video anymore, only 1080p. So really didn't need an i7. I figured an i5 will hold me over for a little while. So all right, next we just got these EVGA 750G5 750 watt gold rated power supply. It's a little over, I think, what my components need, but not so, not greatly. So I didn't go with the 850. Didn't really see the point to it. But I think the 750 is fine. This is a good power supply from what I've read and there's reviews and that sort of thing. So I did go with the Vengeance RGB Pro SL Corsair RAM. Now we'll get to that with the motherboard, but this is the highest speed RAM that I think it can actually take, which is 3600 megahertz, and it is 32 gigabytes of it. So 216 sticks that I'll be doing in a dual channel, of course. But this is as fast as it got. My motherboard only goes up to DDR4 anyway, but it's plenty of RAM. I mean, I don't see myself really needing more RAM than this. 32 might even be a little bit of an overkill. Maybe if I get back into streaming and that sort of thing, having that much RAM, running those programs alongside the actual game or whatever will come in handy. So not a whole lot to say here. Windows 10 Home. It is what it is. I tried Windows 11. Didn't really like it, to be honest with you. Anyway, let's get to the fun parts here. Let's go with one more. We got the Noctua NH U12S Chromax Black version of the CPU cooler. I almost went with the U9S, but then when I thought about it, especially with running the 12th gen overclock possible or whatever, I figured let's just go ahead and get this U12S instead of the U9S. I think this should be fine for my needs. Again, I'm not really going to be overclocking, and to be honest, I don't think this motherboard even overclocks. It's for future, right? If I upgrade just a motherboard at some point or something like that. But yeah, I think this will be just fine for my case use. Some of the fun parts here. Let's go with the motherboard first. We got the B660 Aorus Master DDR4. Part of the reason I just chose this is it fits in the case. I mean, I got a pretty basic case. I'll show that in a second. It has all of the features that I need. Wi-Fi built in. Just because I'm in an apartment, me as a network guy, of course, I want to go with, RJ45 or whatever to actually send data. But just because I'm in an apartment and there's not really any connective spots in here, and I don't really want to do the work of running cable in the apartment, right, if I'm going to be moving out. Figured for now, Wi-Fi is fine. Later on, hopefully when I move into a house or something like that, I'll be able to actually utilize plugged in Ethernet. So this fit everything I wanted. This is the only one that I was a little bit iffy about. I thought maybe I could go a little bit higher, make a DDR5 and just future proof it a little more. But honestly, again, I don't overuse my PC for anything extreme, right? I don't game at 4K newest games. If I want that, I'll play it on the PS5. Usually, a lot of times when I'm playing on my computer, it's more simulation, roguelikes that an old potato laptop can run, right? So I'm not super worried about it. But it has all of the I/O that I need. And then of course, I might get some questionable comments on this. I didn't go with the 3070. I went with the 3060 Ti for the price difference. And maybe I should have gone all balls out right now because it is, again, crazy that the GPU prices are so low. They've been at like crazy above MSRP for the last, what, like 2 years. And they're finally down to just right above MSRP for a lot of these cards. But 3060 Ti is plenty powerful again for what I use it for. I started with the 3060, and then that one was a huge jump down from the Ti. And then the Ti to the 3070 really didn't have that much. It was what, like 5 to 7%, maybe. I think maybe it was like 12% better frames per second for a bunch of games. But I mean, really at that point, I could have said the same thing about 3070 to 3080 and to the 3090. And then we just end up at the newest one, right? So I had to stop somewhere. 3060 Ti, I think, is where I'm at. So it's the Zotac Gaming one. It's the 2-fan overclock edition. And then this one might not make a lot of sense to you guys, but there is a reason. Let me just show it to you guys first, if I can get it open. All right, so it is a portable monitor. And I already have a bunch of other accessories. I didn't need anything new for the accessories. But yeah, so we have this portable monitor. It's the same size as a lot of just laptop screens. I think 15.6 inches, something like that. Right under 16 inches. That's all it is. Little tiny monitor. Now you might be wondering why I would overpay, because this costs a lot more than a 30-inch gaming monitor. You might be wondering why I would get this for more money and get less screen and less features, right? There is a reason. So you can't see it right now. Maybe I'll show it a little bit later. But I have a 27-inch monitor that hangs on a pole, or it's pole mounted. And I have it at the corner here, and I usually have it right in front of my face when I'm recording. And usually underneath it, I've been using this laptop. So I have two screens. They fit right on this corner. Doesn't obstruct the camera view, right? The thing is, without this laptop, now I only have one monitor, and it's that 27-inch, right? If I were to add another monitor here, another 27-inch, for example, it would just completely obscure the view when I'm recording. And so it's just not a very good, I didn't know the best solution. So I figured, let's get the same size as my laptop screen as compactly as possible. I didn't want a stand where I wouldn't be able to sit underneath this corner mount one. So I wanted them sort of top and bottom, a small one on the bottom for things like looking at chat while I'm streaming, or looking at the recording screen while I'm recording, that sort of thing. So honestly, yeah, more money, less features, but it fits my case use. Has no stand mount like most monitors and that sort of thing. So yeah, worked for me, and I'm willing to do it. This stand, though, it may not be the very best. It's a little worse than like an iPad, but the screen's actually nice. It's only 1080p. Anyway, the very last thing actually I forgot to show is the case itself. And this is a very, very common, very mainstream case. So I think many of you guys will probably recognize it. It is the H510i. It is not the Flow. So the front of the case doesn't have that mesh airflow. Basically, it's just literal closed metal. It's got a little bit of a gap in the front. But from what I could tell, again, I'm not running this super high. From what I can tell, the fan systems that I got, everything else, this will work perfectly. I don't think thermals are going to be a problem. The very last thing is I realized when I was setting up this whole system, my whole PC out, basically all the parts, I realized that I did not buy an anti-static wristband, so I just made one using copper wire. You can see it a little bit, I think, in the shine reflections, but it is grounded into metal on the corner of my desk that goes down, and then I'll just wrap this around. Will it do anything? Who knows? Just an extra precaution, to be honest. I haven't seen a lot of examples of static really messing up a system, to be honest with you. I'm wearing a Linus Tech Tip shirt, actually, and I think he did a video where he showed that it didn't really do anything to the components. Now, it may have shortened their lifespan, but honestly, the lifespan that they have versus the upgrade lifespan, if that makes sense, when you're going to upgrade parts anyway, at least for somebody who's like into technology and that sort of thing, I'm not really worried about it. Let me go get my girlfriend. I'm going to set this on the table, and we will take a look at our sponsor. Oh, that's right. I forgot. We don't have one. But anyway, let's go ahead and get to the build right. Here is the case. Let's take this case off. I mean, the panel. All right. You know how to do
it? First to take bad boy.
Hold on. Got to do this guy. And then it feels like you're almost breaking it. And you just pull it out. We don't take the stickers off until we're done with it. But let's get this away because this is glass. Cut.
Your head's not even.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. I have gotten it to work after all that hard work. I had a troubleshooting to do, but it turned out that the motherboard uh, throws up a GPU error when there's not a monitor plugged in. So I threw that in there, no more error sign. And now there's just a boot error because I haven't installed the OS yet. So I have a lot of work to do. Let me see if I can turn this case around, show you guys one last time before I close it up, work a little bit on it. But all right, guys, here we go. And there you guys have it, all finished up. Of course, I still can change a lot of the LED lights, make it look a little bit prettier. That's going to take a bit after I get the OS and all of the programs up and running. So for a little while, I will go off and do that, and I will finish off the video showing myself running the actual video off of this, and I will be editing this video on this machine, so you guys will see that it's working if this video is up.